Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here. Welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. Really quickly, I want to take a moment to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. I do truly appreciate all of your kind words, all of your support. It does not go unnoticed. It means the world to me, and I thank you guys. Just in case you're unaware, my PC has gone down. It has crashed on me, so everything that I've been doing, including this video, has been from my phone. The video, the thumbnail, I have to do everything from my phone, so I wanted to mention that and thank you guys for the support, bearing with me during this time as I go ahead and try and get this fixed as quickly as possible. That actually transitioned to the next thing that I wanted to quickly talk about in terms of the news. I've been up to date with everything that's been going on in terms of Aether Gazer as well as Snowbreak. So I know S-Rank Shoes coming here relatively soon. Incredibly excited about that modifier. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait to do my breakdown and everything that I normally do beforehand leading up to her. Once again, because I'm limited with my PC going down and having to do everything from the phone, I can't reliably do a breakdown on a website on my phone. It just wouldn't look right, and I don't want that quality to dip that much. So I'll have to wait till she's in game in order to go ahead and break her down, and then we'll do all the normal videos in terms of summons, builds, and things of that nature. So incredibly excited about that. You'll just have to bear with me, which you guys have been. Once again, thank you so much. Also, I'm up to date with what's going on the CN side of Aether Gazer with the new S-Rank modifier. She's a chef's kiss. She looks incredible. Once again, can't really cover it because of my PC. And then with Snowbreak, everything that's happening over there, I'm incredibly excited about Snowbreak. I've mentioned in the past that I've been waiting for Snowbreak to give me something to hop back in to be active for that game, and it looks like they're doing that. Once again, incredibly bad timing as my PC has gone down and I can't reliably play that game on my phone to cover it. It just wouldn't be feasible. So I have to wait until my PC's back up and running to be able to cover Snowbreak, to talk about it, because they are doing some really nice stuff that we've been asking for, they've been implementing, and they gave me a reason to hop back in. Once again, I just have to wait. So thank you guys. I'm all up to date. I know what's going on, but because of my limited resources, I just can't cover it all. But for today's video, with S-Rank Shoe coming out, I think on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, within the next couple of days, I thought it'd be really fun to do a video of ranking the S-Rank modifiers, up drop rate banners for them, on a tier list, ranking them from S to D tier. I don't think any of them are D tier, so we'll probably do S to B tier realistically. And the reason why I'm picking the S-Rank modifiers that have a limited up drop rate banner is because those modifiers are the ones that I had extensive use with and I can give good takes on. With all the other modifiers, even the standard S-Ranks, I haven't used all of them extensively, so it'd be disingenuous to rank them. As well as with the A-Rank modifiers, I don't have use with all of them as well, so once again it'd be disingenuous to rank them. But with the S-Rank modifiers that have had banners leading up to S-Rank Shoe, I have, outside of one, which you can see right here, is Tsukiyomi, but there's been enough information that I can compile a good realistic tier placing for her, I believe. So anyways, this is just a fun video. This is of course just my opinion. You can let me know yours down in the comments below, what you guys think, and we're gonna go ahead and jump it off. So it's gonna be Tsukiyomi, Aucer, Scotty, Leviathan, Hera, and then Hades. And then I think we might keep this tradition up moving on from there into the future. So if you guys like this type of video, just let me know if you want to see more down in the comments below. And once again, super excited about S-Shoe release. This is going to be in preparation for her. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Tsukiyomi. Where do I find her on the tier list? So like I mentioned, we're going to be doing S to B. S being the upper echelon, that is the God tier. A being the really solid, really good tier. And then B being the solid tier. They're a good modifier. If I have to add another one, I will. And I'm not doing the 0 to whatever they do because I'm not used to it. So anyways, Tsukiyomi, if I had to put her on the tier, I would probably, you know what, I might make an actual tier for her. I would probably put her A+. I'm already making a new one. I would probably put her in the A+ tier. Obviously a phenomenal damage dealer. She links really well with a lot of modifiers. She has a fantastic team with Jinne, Sakura. She has very good teammates, team synergy. She's fairly easy to use. She has a little more technicality and nuance to her, but I think she's an incredibly strong modifier, one of the best DPS in the game, so I would certainly put her in the A+ tier. I already made a new one. So she's fantastic. Really do like this modifier. Unfortunately, once again, I don't have her because I joined the game after her banner left. I joined when Aether's banner was up. So I didn't get a chance to get her, but hopefully I can get her on the rerun. Now, speaking about Aether, this is a modifier that she was my first S-rank modifier that I pulled in terms of limited up drop rate. And I used her extensively. I still use her to this day. She's a fantastic DPS. She has good synergy, good team builds, and she has a very unique mechanic with her ultimate where she's going to essentially become immortal. She has another life bar, and when that gets depleted, she goes to her regular form, the Living Soul Osiris form, and then she has that health bar. So a very unique mechanic, and because of that mechanic, I think that makes her incredibly strong and incredibly unique and valuable in that aspect. But once again, a very good DPS modifier as well. So if I was to place her on the tier list, I would place her in the A+ tier as well. Right next to Tsukuyomi. I think Tsukuyomi is probably slightly better because of her DPS output, but I do like Aether's unique mechanic in that aspect, because essentially it's very hard to die with this modifier if you are playing correctly. It's very hard to die, and you can, with the right team build with Aishu, you can have essentially 100% uptime on the ultimate, so you're always in that second form where you have that second health bar, and so essentially you can't die. Unless Aishu goes down, then you might be in trouble. Not to mention, she gets better in the future with Thor that's going to be coming out. So Aether's a fantastic S-rank modifier to invest in, because she's only going to get better. Really, really good. Now let's go ahead and move over to Scotty, one of my most favorite modifiers in the game. Absolutely adore her because she's unique. Her playstyle is so much fun, and she is incredibly strong to a degree, right? What made me really realize how strong Scotty is when Hades released. Once Hades released, I realized Scotty was not as strong as I thought she was. She's still incredibly strong, and she has some pretty good team builds, and she can fit, but she's not nowhere near the level of Aether, Tsukuyomi, and of course nowhere near Hades. And not to mention, her skill 3 is essentially unusable if you're trying to use her optimally, and that holds her back a ton, right? You think about a modifier that essentially doesn't use a skill, it's null and void. That right there is a detriment in of itself. So that, in a sense, holds her back from her DPS output, not having a skill that's essentially usable. It's kind of weird, but she makes up with it in funness. She makes up with it in how unique she is. But if I was to place her on the tier, I would definitely place her in the B tier. And that's how you know I'm being unbiased, because this is one of my most favorite modifiers in the game. Absolutely adore her, but I have to be realistic. I have to be unbiased. I would put her in the B tier. Now, moving on from there, let's go ahead and let's talk about S Leviathan, another one of my most favorite modifiers in the game. Incredibly fun to play, incredibly unique, but she comes with so many different intangibles, so much utility within her kit that I find her to be so valuable. She offers pretty decent damage, right? Nowhere near what I thought it was, but it is decent nonetheless for a primary support character, a primary healer at that. She is the best healer in the game, but she also offers damage reduction. So not only are you getting fantastic healing, but you're also getting really good damage reduction. Essentially, your teammates will never die. If you are playing Leviathan optimally, they will never die. It's almost impossible, I would say. So if you're ever taking on incredibly hard content, if you have skill issues, whatever the case may be, Leviathan is priceless to have on the team. She is that good. But I do have to be realistic. I do have to be unbiased with my placing. And for Leviathan, I might make another tier list. I mean, a tier. I probably would put her like B+, low A, like B+, A-, low A. If I was to place her on a tier, I'm going to go with B+ for right now. She's fantastic though. She has so much utility, and once again, offers damage as well. But yeah, I would probably go B+. Probably go B+, right? Maybe A. It's very hard for me. Maybe A. I'm not too sure. Yeah, maybe A. And for that matter, I'll probably put Tsukuyomi... No, you know what I would do? I would probably put Tsukuyomi in A. I think yeah, instead of A+, I'll put Tsukuyomi in A. And then I'll put Leviathan in B+. I'll do it that way instead. Instead of having an A+, I'll put Tsukuyomi in A, Aether in A, Scotty in B, and then Leviathan in B+. I think that is good for right now. Okay, moving on from there, we have Hell. Hell is a phenomenal DPS modifier. Now, I know a lot of people skipped her because of her gameplay. I know a lot of people do not gravitate towards that type of gameplay because she's slow. There's just not a whole lot of flashiness with her, but she is unique. She has cannon. She turns into a cannon herself, into turret mode. She does so much AoE damage. It's unbelievable. She has some pretty good team synergy, especially with Hades. She has that ultimate that's going to allow shadow modifiers to do even more damage. So that really plays very nice into that team comp. So she's just incredibly strong. She just does a lot of damage, and she's AoE for the most part. So because of that reason, I would probably put Hell in the A. I would definitely put her high A. Probably the highest of A. At least right next to Tsukuyomi, yeah. I'd probably put her at the highest of A tier. She's just phenomenal. I think a lot of people sleep on her. I don't think they realize how strong she is because of her gameplay. I think a lot of people got deterred by that, but rightfully so. Aether Gazer is definitely a game that you want to go for modifiers because of how they look, their gameplay, and if you like them more so than how strong they are. But she's incredibly strong. So I do like Hell a lot, and I would put her at the very top of A, almost A+. I almost want to make the A+ tier for her. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But yeah, I feel like if I did A+ though, then I would probably put Tsukuyomi there. So I'm just gonna leave her in the very top of A, very top of A. All right, moving on from there, we have Hera. Hera, obviously S tier, absolute S tier. She is God tier, S tier. She's so incredibly good in so many different areas, and now she has a perfect team with Oneroy and Hades that is unmatched. That team is the strongest team in the game. Hands down, bar none. It's not even close because the synergy is unreal with all of them. But Hera on her own is just, she's doing so much in terms of buffing. And she does some pretty good damage herself as well. She can proc 0 time automatically whenever you want to herself within the time frame. So she's just once again, one of those priceless modifiers that you have to have if you want to put up the highest damage numbers. Her buffing capabilities is just unreal, unmatched. Her ultimate is arguably one of the best ultimates, if not the best ultimate in the game, just because of all that it's doing. We know how good Hera is. She is absolutely top tier, S rank, no questions asked, right? And then moving on to Hades, S tier. It's not even a question. S tier. She is by far, hands down, far and away the best DPS. It's not even close between her and all the other modifiers in the game. Like, if you were to define power creep, which I don't think power creep is like that real in Aether Gazer. It's not that serious in Aether Gazer, but if you were to point to power creep, Hades would be the definition of power. She is far and away the best DPS, and it's not even close. She's that strong, and the reason being is because she's offering so much utility to buff her own damage within her own kit, with all the crit rate and crit damage up and shadow damage up. It's just unreal. It's unmatched. And then she has a berserk mode where she's attacking incredibly fast, raising her crit rate and crit damage even more. It's just absurd. But not only that, she has a perfect team. We just talked about this with Oneroy and Hera, who are both buffing and shredding the enemies. It's just, when you start to synergize all of those things together, and you start to take all those variables into account, that is what makes Hades such a top tier DPS. I think if other modifiers had a perfect team like Hades does, they might be relatively close. But because Hades has that team, and because of her kit, she is far and away the best DPS on global right now, and it's not even up for contention. So she is S tier. It's just, she's insane. She it's actually laughable how insane she is. And I didn't realize how strong she was. I knew she was going to be strong, but I didn't realize how strong she was until she released, until I got my hands on her and I used her, where things got into perspective, where I was like, okay, Scotty was not really that strong like I thought she was. Okay, Leviathan was not doing as much damage as I thought she was. Okay, Acer's incredibly strong and Tsukiyomi's incredibly strong, but this one is just on a whole nother level. And so she really opened my eyes to what is the capabilities of damage in the game of Aether Gazer. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like it. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to continue this for Shu and beyond. So thank you guys for all your support. Once again, I do truly appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.